A creamy pasta without cream? How do we do that? Watch and I'll show you. Welcome to Lawyer in the Kitchen. Today we're going to make a fantastic pasta carbonara. And as you look at this list of ingredients here, there's hardly anything here. We've got some spaghetti, we've got some pancetta. Now, if you can get guanciale, which is the jowl of the pig, it's got more fat in it. The fat is what emulsifies with the pasta water that makes it creamy. So those are the two agents that we, instead of using cream, we use those, and those are gonna be fantastic. We've got 3 eggs we're gonna lightly whisk. We've got some Pecorino Romano. It's traditionally made with Parmesan, but a lot of people think the Pecorino Romano is actually more traditional. I've got 1 clove of garlic. This is not authentic. It doesn't call for the garlic, but a lot of people do make it this way and it makes it tasty. I've got spaghetti. My favorite pasta is angel hair, but I think this dish needs a little more substance. So we're going to have actual spaghetti instead of angel hair. And then finally, what makes it carbonara is the black pepper. And we're gonna actually take the mortar and pestle and make our own absolutely fresh, cracked pepper, the black, the carbon for the carbonara. All right, so we're looking for about a half teaspoon, a quarter of a teaspoon to a half of pepper. I'm gonna grind this myself. All right, so let's see what we get on this. All right, we're looking pretty good already. All right, I could probably get a little more out of that. I don't know if this is like olive oil, it's like the fresh press, you know, the first press on olive oil.
Oh, it smells good.
But it smells good.
It smells fresh.
It smells good. Now we're gonna save a little pepper out at the end to put kind of as a garnish, just on the top, along with a little bit of the Pecorino Romano. I think that's plenty right there. So I have my pasta water on, just a tiny bit of oil, less salt than normal because the pancetta and the pecorino both have a lot of salt. So you don't, and of course the pasta is going to absorb that salt. So we just want a little bit less than normal because of the extra salty ingredients we're adding. Clove of garlic. All I'm going to do, this is going to be how lightly it's going to flavor things. I'm just going to do that. Put that in. We're starting with a cold pan, and we're going with about medium heat, not too hot. We want to render this fat down. Remember the fat from the pancetta here, and if you can get the guanciale, of course, that's the preferred. You don't have to have pancetta either. You can make it out of bacon. Just don't get lean bacon. Get very fatty bacon. All right, so we're going to let this cook, render down. In a couple minutes, I'm going to put the pasta in. I don't want to overcook the pasta, and that's the danger here. We've got while this is doing that, we can go ahead and get the eggs ready. And so we're going to put 3 eggs in a bowl, mix those up nicely. And I'm glad I washed them. And we're going to put in about just a little bit, I don't know what a little bit is, probably about like a quarter of a cup of the pecorino we're going to mix in with the egg now. That's good right there. We're going to mix that. And put a little bit more. The whole key to this, and not messing this up with the eggs, is to not make scrambled eggs out of this. When it's time, we're going to let this all cool down before we put the egg mixture, but that's ready now. And let's have a look at this. This is looking good. Just a little bit of garlic is going to go in there. We're going to get these nice and crisp. Look at all that oil. The oil's coming out. It's what we want. I guess I should call it fat because it's fat. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. We don't need that. I don't want my pasta to be done. We want to cook the pasta about 8 minutes. Just al dente because it'll cook just a little bit more once it comes in here. And we want it, little tooth on it. All right, so this cooked for about 3 or 4 minutes. It's now pretty safe to go ahead and put the pasta in. All right, so how we're gonna do this, if you come over here, because you always put this in and you go, well, it's gonna stick together. But not if you do it like this. You do this, put it here, put a half twist on it, and let it come down like that.
Like
and
pickup stick.
It's like that, and now it's less likely to stick together. There's much disagreement on the history of pasta carbonara. Some believe carbonara was a part of Roman peasant cooking, where guanciale and pecorino were already a part of traditional ingredients. Some say the word carbonara comes from the Italian word carbone, or coal, and that is represented by the pepper specks in the dish. A more popular theory is that carbonara developed when American soldiers during World War II combined their bacon and egg rations with Italian pasta. There are other theories on the beginning of a carbonara, but however it came to be, you'll love this tasty, easy to make classic. Okay, so we're ready to pull out our garlic. Our pasta is done, and this may be a little messy, but it's okay. You want to drag this over with the juice. That'll cool the pan down some. We actually want to add a little bit of water to it, and it's the pasta water. And we'll go ahead and put a little more of the spaghetti in. We want this to definitely cool down before we put the egg in. And that's kind of there. We're just going to drizzle this in. Again, we don't want this to turn into scrambled eggs. That's the key on this. Look how creamy that's looking. And we're going to pour in some more cheese. We're going to pour in the rest of that cheese. Now we're ready to put in our pepper. Save a little bit for the top. And we are ready to plate this. We'll get all this in here. Look at this, look at this. Look how creamy this is. Look at that. Now, if I was good, I could swirl it around, but that's not necessary. Swirl would be cool. Every time I've ever tried it, it looks like I didn't swirl it.
Oh, that does not look swirled.
You got to actually know how to cook to do this.
Well, you know I don't know how to cook.
Well, I don't either. I mean, this is just, I like to cook, and most of the stuff turns out pretty tasty, but no, I'm not a chef. Not a chef. That's pretty good. That's better than mine. Yeah,
that's not bad.
That's not bad. That's good. I like it. All right, so let's do them both. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little more pepper on both of them, just to finish it off. And if you do the mortar and pestle, what I have discovered, because I tried just use my pepper mill, just to see the difference, the pepper is grayer. So if you do the cracked pepper in a mortar and pestle, it'll actually be a little darker and I think kind of cool. All right, so we're gonna put just a little bit more Pecorino Romano. And we are ready to taste this. I cannot wait for you to taste this. It's so creamy. The pepper's not overpowering at all. The pancetta is great. Is that not creamy? That's good. That's excellent. Hey, if you like this video, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. That helps my channel. Tell me where you're from. I got people from all over, all different countries. It's kind of cool seeing where people are from. Argentina, Chile, Vietnam. Got a lot of Vietnam people to watch. Some Germany, some Canada. Nope, I think I actually have somebody from Australia also. So tell me where you're from, and I'll see you next time on
While you're in the kitchen.